I was once given a gift that made it clear what the fastest path to business success is. And I got this gift from my teenage daughter. Now, it wasn't a gift that she intended to give me, but I can tell you it's the kind of gift every parent of a teenager would love to have. And if you've ever tried to raise a teenager, you know how challenging that can be. I've done it 3 times. It includes, as you'll know, a lot of eye rolling and huffing and puffing. Anytime you're trying to raise them, give them instruction of any kind, it's dad doesn't know what he's talking about. That's old fashioned. That's the way it used to be. Things are different now. You know what I'm talking about. So when I got this gift, I absolutely loved it. And yet the significance of it didn't become clear to me immediately. Over time, I learned, wow, it really is the fastest path to success. So I'll tell you the story, what the gift was, and how you and I can use it to create more success, fast and easy success in our business. First, let me say welcome. I'm glad you're here. My name is John Boggs. I am my co-founder of the Brave Thinking Institute, where I also serve as CEO, and I'm the founder of our business and leadership division. And this gift can help us all be better leaders, transformational leaders, and create more success in our business. So as a father, my daughter was a golfer when she was a teenager, and a competitive golfer, and playing in tournaments. And the better she played, the more challenging the tournaments became. And there were moments as a competitor where she won and had great success, and moments where she made devastating mistakes and it was very difficult and challenging, and there was a lot of adversity, ups and downs as a golfer. And as a father, every time she was on top of the world, it was wonderful to help celebrate her. And whenever she was facing a difficult time, trying to find ways to be supportive and helpful in that moment. And there were times that was challenging. There was one particular tournament that we went to, and she was right on the brink of winning. This particular tournament would put her in the Junior World Championships. And on the very last hole, she made a mistake, hit the ball into the water, and it eliminated her opportunity to go on to the Junior World Championships. And she was devastated, and we had an 1.5-hour ride home. And I did everything I could to just be supportive, to just listen. And she was describing what was going on in her mind. Now, unbeknownst to her, as a business coach, I was in the middle of reading a book. The book was, as I do, read lots of books, consume lots of information that I think can be helpful for me as a coach and as a consultant. The particular book I was reading was called Mindset by Carol Dweck. And in this book, she describes the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. And one of the examples that she uses is about raising kids. In the book, she talks about the difference between celebrating with your children results versus celebrating the effort. And that's the first key evidence of the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. A growth mindset understands, someone with a growth mindset understands that we can expand our abilities, that we can grow, that we can become better at the things that we're doing, and that what we want to celebrate is the effort and the attempt at growth. Where a fixed mindset is only about the current result and either winning or losing, either getting a great grade or failing, because your opportunity to grow isn't the focus. It's only on the result. And one example in parenting that she uses is, imagine that your child comes home and has A's on their report card. Parents think they're doing a good job when they say, look how smart you are, honey. Look at all the A's that you got. And on the surface, we think that we're celebrating and helping our child by celebrating the result. She suggests shifting the celebration from the result to the effort that was put in that generated that result. Oh my gosh, look at this result, all these A's. I just want to celebrate all the effort that you put in, all the homework that you did, all the focus in class. Because this set of results means that you've grown. You've gotten better. I'm looking forward to the next opportunity that you have to grow. Good job growing. Good job with your effort. And the reason that this is so important is when the child then, the next time they're presented with an opportunity to choose two different paths, are they going to choose the path that they feel safe about generating a result that they can get celebrated for? Or are they going to choose something they know is going to challenge them to grow? Very different mindsets. And I thought, wow, I don't want just to celebrate the results. I want my children to learn how to celebrate what it means to be someone that's growing. And so in this moment, driving home with Kiara, where she's devastated because of the result, I was celebrating the fact that she was out there, that she was growing, that she was doing what she could. And we rode home, and most of it for her in tears. And on the way to the next tournament, there was a sense of nervousness in her about this next tournament. And I said, Kiara, would you be willing to listen to an audio book that I'm currently studying that I think might help? And she did the teenage thing. She rolled her eyes, and Dad's got his ideas, and what does Dad know? And okay, Dad. And I put the book on audio as we were driving at an hour drive, and she began to listen to the difference between a growth mindset and a fixed mindset. Although she didn't listen very well, as she was on her phone looking at Instagram and doing the things that teenagers do, I didn't judge that. I just let the audio play, hoping that some of it would get in. She managed to play well that weekend, and her career began to progress. She did well. In fact, the next year, she made it to the Junior Worlds. And as a result of that, she got invited to a private meeting with the head golf coach of the University of Southern California, where he would describe what it would take if you wanted to play college golf at the highest levels. And she was very grateful for that invitation. And so we went to a 3-hour evening meeting with this particular coach, with the other only 30 players in all of California that got invited to this private meeting, where he described what it would take if you wanted to be the best golfer in college golf. And he talked about practice, and he talked about playing and challenging yourself and all the different things that it would take, getting good grades in high school. And at the very end, he opened up the group for questions and answers. And many people were asking different questions, and Kiara was just enthralled with hearing what the expert was going to say. Again, unlike her dad, who was sitting next to her, who thought he knew as a coach what he was doing, but he's not the, not the expert. The very last question that was asked in this session was asked by the #1 player in California. And what she asked him was, if there was one book that you would suggest that I read to prepare myself for the challenge of playing Division I college golf, what would the book be? And the coach thought about it for a minute and then said to the crowd, you know, there's a lot of great golf instructional books. There's a lot of how-to books. But if I were to say one book that you would read that would help you be competitive at this level, it would be Mindset, Growth Mindset by Carol Dweck. And at that moment, my daughter turned and looked at me with awe in her eyes. The evening ended, and in silence, she and I walked to the car. We had about a 20-minute drive home. I didn't say a word, and I started the car, and we were driving home, and it was dead silent. And this time, she was not on her phone looking at Instagram. She was just staring out the window, and it was everything in my heart to wonder, what the heck is she thinking? And she said to me, Dad, I want you to know that I'm grateful for everything that you're doing to try to help me grow. And from this moment forward, I will not question your advice or help, but I will listen and I will have an open mind. My friends, that is also a growth mindset move. And it was a great gift moment that I got from my daughter. So 3 key elements that someone with a growth mindset has that someone with a fixed mindset doesn't. A growth mindset celebrates challenge and effort and the opportunity to progress. Fixed mindset's all about the results. Growth mindset seeks feedback. Fixed mindset seeks praise. Growth mindset celebrates doing new things. Fixed mindset doesn't handle failure well. So these 3 points, the opportunity for us each to put on a growth mindset and eliminate a fixed mindset, creates the fastest path to business success. I just want to say I hope that you appreciate the gift of what it means to have a growth mindset, that you study that you put on a growth mindset and create your own fastest path to success. Until we're together again, always remember to think bravely and act boldly.